Yes, and welcome to Vasily's Garden, folks. Out in the orchard today, we're going to have a look around the fruit trees and see how they're faring after the crazy weather. Now, we've had some really dry conditions again, no rain, and La Nina hasn't happened for a few days, plenty of days actually, and the ground's really dried up. And I came out here about 3 days ago and noticed that a lot of trees were actually weeping. The leaves were weeping, like this apricot here. Now, this is still in the same stance, and I reckon it's just been affected heavily by the cold wind that we've had recently. It's been hydrated, and I'll show you in a minute it's been hydrated. Now, some of the family came out here early in the week and harvested a heap of the apricots. A little bit small, weathered and beaten, marked and all that, but oh, sweet as. That is sweet as. Don't mind the blemishes on the outside. Very harmful. Harmless. Check these dwarf apples out. Half twist and they're ready, already falling off. A little bit of some colour there, sunburn. I won't call it sunburn, just coloration. Let's see if they're ready. Oh yeah. Oh, they're delicious. And no blemishes at all on these. A couple of little spots, yes, maybe, but no coddling moth, no nothing. Lots of wind, that's for sure. Irrigating your trees. I work with a drip system, and I left this on for about a day. We've got about 7 or 8 rows here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 8 rows. And it needed a good drink because the trees were weeping and they're holding fruit beautifully, and we need to get some moisture back into them. You don't want them to dehydrate completely, especially if they're starting to ripen their fruit. It's nice to reduce the amount of water you give them. So if it's constantly wet, to actually cut that back when they're starting to ripen. But if they were dehydrating before they get to ripe, not a good thing, because the fruit will shrivel up and it won't build up the sugars, and the tree will struggle to actually photosynthesize because the leaves will be curling up and dehydrating. Have a look at this. Now, this was turned off about a day ago. That's the drip system that I'm using. If you lay your drip system in the garden bed, it's better to actually apply it or lay it down below mulch, not on the surface. It's good to hydrate the mulch, but you're best doing that by a hose and a spray, soft spray. But getting the moisture where you need it the most, and that's straight down in the root system, it's best to be under the mulch. Now, we've got grass and weeds growing over the top of this, and I'm not too concerned about that because we can keep it controlled, mow it down. And I did compost all these beds, even though the rabbits keep coming back and digging it over again. So controlling the weeds down is vital. You can spray, but use a natural spray like a product called Slasher to control the weeds, and then top dress over the top. Even though you're feeding some of the weeds, when you put your drip system and you water it over the top as well, it'll work its way through, so the trees will actually work in synergy with what's going on down there. And at the end of the day, the root system isn't just subject to this little area here. It's not controlled in that space. It'll actually venture out further past and become, a wide sort of root system, as wide as the canopy of the tree is. So, if you're composting your tree, don't just add about 30 centimeters around the base. Get it nice and wide. Add lots of organic matter as far as you can, if you've got the space, that is. Obviously this is an orchard, but at home, in a home environment, if you've got lawn growing under your tree, feed out as far as you can, about 1 metre radius. So that's a 2 metre band all the way around the tree, especially for larger trees. So feeding just close to the trunk is okay, but it's better to feed further away. And a drip system, lay it under the mulch. If you've got a lawn area, dig up some of that lawn area and put a ring around the tree if you like as a dripper, and then bury it underneath and put your lawn back over the top. It's going to grow a lot quicker where the dripper is. That's the lawn we're talking about, but at least your tree will get its moisture as well. These are looking beautifully. We've got some new summer growth coming on these already, and we're going to go through the pruning stages on those. It's a little bit early to prune them yet. Some trees, if you've harvested, like your apricots, they're ready to be pruned back and shaped, but other things like apples, pears and plums, they're still a little bit early. So sit back and enjoy the fruit of your orchard or tree that you have. Let it ripen naturally, enjoy the flavours, and then we'll get back into pruning later on. Check out our website, vasilysgarden.com, for everything you need. From me, Vasily, Maresi.